Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokce Capital. Now before I begin, be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Today, I have a ghost story to tell you. But first, if you own land in the Pacific Northwest, you may be able to trace it back to the Donation Land Claim Act. And in today's video, we have the top things you should know. Number 1. What is the Donation Land Claim Act? The Donation Land Claim Act of 1850, also known as the Donation Land Act, was a statute enacted by the United States Congress in late 1850. It encouraged settlement in the Oregon Territory. Number 2. How did the Donation Land Claim Act work? It granted 320 acres of designated area free of charge to every unmarried white male citizen 18 or older, and 640 acres to every married couple arriving in Oregon before December 1st, 1850. Number 3. How many patents were issued under the Donation Land Claim Act? Under the Act, 7,437 patents were issued that covered 2,500,000 acres. Number 4. What was the point of the Donation Land Claim Act? After Oregon became a U.S. territory in 1848, the federal government wanted to settle it. Thus, they passed the act. And just a note here, at the time the Oregon Territory covered not only Oregon, but Washington and Idaho as well. And number 5. When did the Donation Land Claim Act end? The year 1855 served as the cutoff date for the Donation Land Claim Act. After that, land was no longer free, but still available. Then, in 1862, Congress passed the more famous Homestead Acts, which superseded the Donation Land Claim Act. So that covers the nuts and bolts of the Donation Land Claim Act. But here's where things get more interesting. For the act did not just establish homesteads, it spawned ghosts as well. Which brings me to the story of Isaac Eby and the spirit of Whitby Island. Colonel Isaac Neff Eby was born on January 22, 1818, in Ohio. A lawyer by training, Isaac was both bright and adventurous. So when the gold rush began in 1848, he left his family and traveled west in search of gold. He didn't quite find it, but he did discover the purple waters and rich black loam of Whitby Island, a large landmass at the mouth of the Puget Sound. In 1850, Isaac became the first permanent white settler on Whitby when he filed a claim under the Donation Land Claim Act for 640 acres. 2 years later, his wife came to join him on the prairie land that today bears his name. In the unrivaled fertility of the native soil, the family prospered, and soon word spread of their abundance. By this point, a land rush had sparked in the Puget Sound, creating conflict with the region's native inhabitants over land rights that ultimately erupted into war in 1855. It was just as U.S. troops were pouring into the region that raiders from the northern Tlingit tribes arrived to begin their seasonal raids on the Salish peoples. And on November 1856, one such party of 100 Cape individuals in canoes was spotted by the U.S. Army garrison at Fort Steilacoom, who sent word to the nearby U.S. Navy gunboat, the USS Massachusetts. By the time the Massachusetts arrived, the Cape party had landed just outside of Port Gamble and set up camp on the edge of town. According to one account, the ship's commander sent 2 emissaries to the Cape chiefs, but each was rebuked. Whether this was true or not, the next day the ship's deck guns opened fire on the Cape camp, killing 27 members of the raiding party, including one chief and several women. According to the oral tradition of the Cape people, a revenge raid was planned for the following year, led by a female relative of the slain chief. Though Isaac Eby had not played a role in the Port Gamble attack, he was a suitable target since he was a man of equal standing within his culture. Thus it was that on August 11th, 1857, Isaac and his family were disturbed by a loud knock. When Isaac opened the door, he was shot and beheaded. Upon hearing the commotion, the rest of the family escaped through the back of the house, never to return. Today, the area called Isaac's Prairie is part of a national park, but if you do decide to visit, take care not to go when the sun sets, for visitors claim that on occasion you can see Isaac bathed in a pale blue light, wandering the yard, cradling his head in his arms. But what do you think? Do you have any stories about the Donation Land Claim Act? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Gokce Land Due Diligence program. We'll make you a land due diligence expert in just 7 days. Check it out at gokcecapital.com/glad. And while you're at our website, don't forget to explore our $1 down properties at gokcecapital.com/listings. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and more to come.